afternoon. My name is Mick Antoniw. I'm one of the new Labour and Co-operative Party Assembly members for the National Assembly in Wales, representing the Pontypridd constituency. On May the 5th, 2011, Labour won 50% of the seats. That's 30 out of the 60 seats on the National Assembly of Wales, and now form the government. And despite losing a long-standing member of the Assembly group, Lorraine Barrett, there are a number of Co-operative Party members amongst the new intake of Assembly members. We now have the largest Co-operative Party representation since the establishment of the Assembly in 1999. The group now consists of 9 members, including 1 minister and 2 deputy ministers. The 4th Assembly will be different from all previous assemblies. Since the success of the referendum for additional powers, the National Assembly of Wales now has full legislative powers in all devolved areas. It is now a legislature and has the right to initiate and pass its own legislation without reference to Westminster. In view of the outcome of the elections, the Labour group has decided not to go into a coalition with any other party. The Conservative group, who lost their leader, are the main opposition and have just elected a new leader. And the Welsh Nationalists, Plaid Cymru, are also beginning a new leadership campaign themselves. The Liberal Democrat numbers have reduced from 6 to 5. It has taken a while for the government to be formed and for the new committee structure to be in place, but the Labour manifesto contains a number of areas that are related to cooperative party policy, and the group will aim over the coming years to influence policy making and legislation in accordance with our own policy and principles. Key areas of the Labour manifesto were that on the economy, that we believe that not-for-profit organisations such as mutuals, social enterprises and cooperatives have a key role to play in the economy and in complementing the provision of public services. Welsh Labour grew out of the cooperative and community-based mutual movement and is committed to this tradition and its practical implementation, such as the establishment of the Wales Cooperative Centre. We will ensure that the mutual and cooperative sector has access to appropriate and robust business advice, and that the ministerial lead will be in the economy department. Now, Hugh Lewis will later be talking about housing, so I won't deal with that. On rail, Labour is committed to examine the feasibility of the Wales and Border Rail franchise being run on a not-for-dividend basis. Labour will establish an independent commission to review the governance and delivery arrangements of public services in Wales and make recommendations on the most effective delivery of those public services. And we will continue to explore other sustainable and flexible forms of investment in public services, such as the use of the Welsh Housing Partnership, social investment bonds and community bonds, and work closely with social banks such as charity and unity trust banks, credit unions, charities, co-ops and social enterprises to develop innovative solutions to delivering our public service priorities. In education, where we have taken a very different line to the Tory government in Westminster, we will legislate to ensure that there are no free schools in Wales and ensure that our schools, colleges and universities operate fully as community institutions. We will also reform the governance of FE in Wales along not-for-profit lines or social enterprise lines in order to give a wider range of stakeholders a say in how colleges are run and ensure that the learner voice is central to strategic decision making in the FE sector. On social care, we are committed to supporting and encouraging the voluntary and not-for-profit sector to provide those services currently operated for profit through the promotion of social investment bonds, time banking and strengthened support for social enterprises. And we will also support the development of small providers and more service user-led organisations. We're also committed to continue and support and expand the credit union network, which we've done so successfully in past years, with over £3.4 million of funding until 2013. And over the next 4 years we will explore with local councils in Wales to promote the provision of accessible payroll deduction facilities in order to make credit union membership more easily available to local authority employees. On the rural economy, we will seek to diversify and strengthen the rural economy by the promotion of farmers' markets, the pursuit of new markets, the growth of cooperative marketing and investment in new equipment. Committees have been formed and the First Minister Carwyn Jones has announced the Assembly's initial legislative programme. It is far too early for us to report on outcomes. The Assembly is just up and running, and hopefully at next year's conference I'll be able to report that we've made substantial progress in these particular areas. The Co-operative Party group is confident that there are a number of important areas where we can influence policy and legislation. Amongst these will be housing, credit unions, energy policy, but also certainly a number of other important areas. Good afternoon to you all. Enjoy the conference, and I look forward to a successful report at the next year's conference.
Hello everybody, my name is Hugh Lewis. I'm the Welsh Assembly member for Merthyr Tydfil and Rumney. I'm also within the Welsh Government the new Minister for Housing, Regeneration and Heritage. And what that means for me is that I can bring cooperative values and policy ideas right into the heart of the public agenda here in Wales. Cooperative housing, I think, is going to be central to the way that we address the affordability problem that people face over the next few years. The economic crisis, the slowdown in the economy has left many families struggling to be able to afford the basics in order to get by. What cooperative housing solutions mean, of course, is that we build in affordability permanently into the new foundations model. We're working hard to bring this to the forefront of our agenda. In tandem with it, we'll be introducing a new housing bill, changing the law here in Wales in a very fundamental way to look at defining what cooperative tenure means in a fundamental way, and this will be a first across the United Kingdom. So an exciting time for cooperators, an exciting time for the legislative environment here in Wales, and I hope a great future for cooperative housing within the Principality.